What's up, besties? It's your girl Morgan here, and you're listening to Your Internet Best Friend. What is up, besties? Okay, we're just going to jump right into this because I have a guest sitting in my living room right now. She's my big sister. She's my best friend. She's also my enemy from time to time. Coming to you live from my living room, my sister, Willett.
Hi, guys. I just first and foremost want to say you've never called me your best friend before.
I know. That was a nice intro. I was really thinking about that because normally when I have guests on, I write this like elaborate intro and I really try and flatter them, but I didn't want it to go to your head.
Right, which is why you also called me your enemy.
My enemy. But I feel like that describes our relationship good. Like I'd say you're my best friend.
Love-hate relationship.
It is very much a love-hate.
I would say more like sisters and best friends by blood, not necessarily like chosen best friends.
Yeah. Well, love that. So best friend, enemy, we've gotten in 15 arguments before we even clicked record on this podcast.
Can confirm.
It was chaotic. But Alex, okay. I obviously know a lot about you because you're my sister, but you are much more private on social media. I feel like where I am very open. You post on Instagram maybe once a month. So for the people listening who know absolutely nothing about you, give me like a quick little Cliff Notes version. Who you are, what are you doing right now, where are you living? I don't even know where you're freaking living. Enlighten me.
Hi, for those who don't know me, I am Morgan's older sister. My name is Alex.
We understand that you're the sister.
Yeah, but you didn't say the older sister. Most people think I'm younger. I'm 3 years older than Morgan. We were on the same TV show way back in the day, Big Brother. That's how we got close, I would say, which sounds weird because like sisters, but we weren't really close before the show. Now this is why we're best friends. Thank you, Big Brother. I currently kind of live in Colorado. I currently kind of live in Fort Worth. I currently kind of don't have a home. I like to just show up on Morgan's doorstep once a month.
It really is the most annoying thing ever. I was in bed last night and I heard like a chip bag open and my blood started boiling. I was like, yeah. Alex is in my pantry right now and she's eating my food. I did not ask for this.
I did my laundry this morning.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, why is my laundry machine running? Alex's wet clothes are in there this morning. I'm like,
she woke up, I was wearing her workout clothes. I already raided her closet. So that is our relationship.
She's wearing my shirt. She spilled deodorant on it. She got a stain on her shirt right now. I was like, Alex, get it together.
But yeah, I'm a flight attendant. I did not do this for a living up until about a year ago. So this is like a very new world to me still. I'm a nomadic flight attendant who doesn't have a home.
Okay. There we go. I mean, that describes you very well. So I don't even know. Why did I just blank on your age? You're 20. What? No. I don't even know your age. I'm 29. You're 32.
I am 32 years old.
Okay. You're 32. You're a wanderlust. I always say my sister just lives in a perpetual la-la land where it's like, I feel like I'm a realist. You know, I feel like I have I
would say you are the Kris Jenner of the family, and I'm like the nomadic person who is couch hopping constantly.
Well, I'd say you're like the Scott Disick. If we're keeping this in like the Kardashian realm, I feel like I'm the Kris Jenner of our family, and you're like, no, I feel like you're Rob. You're Rob Kardashian.
I'm like their little dogs in the backyard that they like take in every once in a while, and they're like, okay, like come get a meal. It's fine.
No, you're Rob. I'm sorry. I will take the Kris label. You're Rob, where I feel like Rob's just wandering through life.
Where is Rob? We don't know anything about Rob.
I'm the Kris. You're the Rob of the family. Very, very opposite personalities. We're both single, to our parents' dismays. I really feel like mom and dad, I feel like they subtly always drop hints. They're like, you know, we're hanging out with our friends and like their kids have kids and, you know, we're just like really lonely. And then there's us two.
Yeah. Well, it's also in the family. If you think about it, no one in our family really gets married. So I think it's just kind of like, I think someone cursed our family back when.
We're not putting that into the universe.
It's a generational curse.
No, it's not. I'm getting married, homie. I don't know about you, but my ass will be walking down that aisle whether I have to force a man or not. I'm going to have a wedding. So don't put that Willett curse on me. I don't know about you necessarily. I feel like you're forever a wanderluster.
Yeah, you know, I always say that it will take a very certain type of person for me to want to settle down and get married. And I need like a free-spirited person. I need someone who doesn't just want to sit in a box, sit in their AC'd house and do nothing. So,
I mean, I don't either, but I very much so would like a partner. I think the way we differentiate is Alex wants to get married on a cliff on a mountain.
On a mountain.
She wants to put her wedding dress in a backpack, wear hiking boots. I'm pretty sure you at one point said me, mom, and dad are not even welcome there.
Okay, my dream wedding. Let me interrupt you real quick. My dream wedding, yes, I don't want my family there. I want y'all to just zoom in, and then I want to have a party later. But I think there's something so romantic about just being married on a mountain.
Get out of my apartment.
And your spouse.
That is rude.
And then like the pastor or whatever, and you get these like epic drone shots, and you just frame it in your house. But it's just like you and yourself and your partner.
Okay, so
to me, that is so romantic.
No. It's you don't even care about the romance. You want a cool drone shot. Don't even you just backtracked right there.
Good art for
She's
my
like,
apartment.
oh shoot, I just set a drone photo. Oh, but it's so romantic and it's so like just me and my husband. No, you own it. You want the drone shot, and that's rude. I mean, you did say we can go if we want to hike down a mountain.
You could helicopter in if you need to, actually. But
I mean, I would be down for that. I ain't hiking down to watch you get married. Sorry, sister.
I like how we're acting like I'm ever going to even get married too.
But you know what? Here's the difference
really
between you and I.
in this conversation.
I truly firmly believe in manifestation and speaking it to the universe. And I feel like that's where we don't vibrate on the same wavelength. I feel like I'm a little more woo-woo than you in that sense, where you got to start manifesting.
I would like to think I'm just like a logical, rational human. And when it comes to that,
no, I don't believe in that. I've entered my mindfulness era, and I feel like you've yet to enter yours, but we're going to work on it. Alex, I think you need therapy, journaling, mindfulness, manifestation.
Maybe some crystals, some candles.
Not even that. I just think you need a lot of help.
Palm reader.
I just think you need some help, but I love you dearly. I love you. Let's talk about dating, because on the last episode, I gave a little life update. I really don't have any dating updates, but boy,
do you want me to share some dating stories?
I feel like you have. Actually, I actually know that you have some dating stories. So you're 32. You've got this crazy life. You're a flight attendant. You're quite literally never home. 1, how do you date? And then 2, hit me with your worst date story ever.
So I have about 6 worst date stories.
Okay, so let's narrow it down to hit me with at least the top 3.
Okay. First off, to answer your question, how do I date? I'm really good at dating apps. Okay, think about it. When you're on layovers and you're just bored and you're kind of like, oh, I want a free meal, or oh, I want to like meet someone, or oh, like I want someone to speak to. You just like get on Bumble and you just set the plan in motion.
This is how we are so different. Okay.
I'm very good at meeting people and making new friends. So dating is not hard for me, especially just bouncing around from city to city. This is why I like to think I like people in all my cities. Like someone always hit up if I want to.
What she's trying to say is she's got a roster in all her cities.
That's not what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, she is.
I'm saying I have friends. I have people I can always connect with if I want to just like go chat. I'm not saying anything besides
chat.
that.
Air quotes. Oh
no, I like to think I'm just a social, normal human being. Anyways, worst date stories. I'm trying to think of ones that are like kind of appropriate, because I have some that are like very wildly inappropriate.
Okay, we can't bring it up now and not say it. Okay. So you have to.
All right. Kim Willett, if you're listening to this, and now is the time to turn off this podcast.
You already know Mom's glued to this episode. Mom and Dad are sitting on the couch right now playing this on YouTube, watching this over a glass of wine at dinner.
The entire Willett household. Aunts, uncles. We don't have aunts. Cousins. We don't have cousins either. Whoever.
We literally don't have a single cousin, which is wild. It's just us.
Anyways, dating stories. Okay, let's take it back. Let's take it back to the month of May this year. This is only 2 months ago, so this is a fresh one. I had been talking to this guy. We're gonna call him 6'6" man bun, because he was aggressively tall, and anyone with a man bun.
Can we just call him man bun? Why do we gotta have that? Is a long
because like I don't know how to describe it. Like everything about this guy was like
just
intense.
Say tall, tall man bun.
6'6" man bun. No, that's his name.
Okay,
that's his name. So we had been like talking on the phone. I had thought I had vetted this man. Like I like to think I have a good picker. Clearly I don't.
I'm gonna go ahead and speak for the people. You got a bad
still
picker.
Wildly single. But I remember we had made dinner plans to meet up, and this had been postponed 3 times because of the Colorado weather. It just was like hailing, and I was like, no, I can't do it. Finally made it happen one day. My flight was delayed 7 hours to fly back to Colorado. Still ended up meeting this guy for dinner. I like came into the date. I was rolling my flight attendant suitcase with me, like covered in rain, because I had just gotten off the plane and had to like run to dinner because it was so delayed. When I got there, this very tall man with the man bun was sitting there, and from the get-go.
Wait, was he hot?
I honestly don't even want to give him that like compliment.
Yeah, but
he had a good. He had it for Denver, which I don't know if y'all know much about Denver. wow, I can't speak. No offense to people in Denver who might be listening to this. You were all lovely humans. However, the dating scene, like I would say the guys
I feel
are
like it's pretty crunchy granola in Denver.
It's like very crunchy granola.
I think of Birkenstocks,
beards. Everybody has a dog.
Patagonia.
Like they like love their flannel, but not even that. It's just like they're not aesthetically pleasing human beings.
Okay, but he had a good face. That's essentially what you're saying.
He had a good face.
He was hot.
Yeah.
He was hot.
So, and I had talked to him on the phone. So I like to think I vet people based off personality first, which is important. So I really thought that this guy had potential. Anyways, walk into the bar. We sit down at the table, and literally within 2 minutes of meeting this man, not even 2 minutes, honestly, 60 seconds of speaking to him, he looks at me. And he looks at my face and he goes,
stop! I literally know what's coming. Oh my God. Goes, you have to say it.
I have to say it.
You have to say it.
He goes, you have really good lips. I'd love to shove my dick into them. And I said, excuse me, sir.
I literally refuse to believe that this is a real life.
Swear to God.
I actually refuse.
If I hadn't have immediately texted my friends, I texted you. I know, it's like not a believable story.
I actually want to throw up.
But after the date, I literally mass texted my friends and I was like, you need to hear about this man. Like, I'm horrified.
Okay, so what happens when someone says that?
I didn't know what to do. I was just like,
what do you do? Smile and say thanks?
I think I just was like, let's change the subject immediately, because I was like stranded in the pouring rain. I couldn't drive my car. It was like hailing outside. I was trapped in this bar with this man.
Okay, but at that point, were you going to entertain it, or is that like you tapped out?
I pretty much already written him off, but I was like, okay, we're gonna keep the conversation going. Maybe he can kind of redeem himself. Like, I'm here the next 90 minutes at minimum anyway, so we're just gonna like feel it out. Gonna ignore that comment. He's a walking red flag, but we're gonna see if he can like go yellow, like from yellow, red, yellow, green.
Did
yellow.
It get worse?
Yes. Okay. So after that comment, we like continued making small talk, and he proceeds to tell me that he is sober, which makes sense. Like, when we were at the bar, I was like, I'll get a Moscow Mule, and he's like, I'll just take a water for now.
Which, like, I support anyone who owns that.
But listen to why this man is sober, and I swear to God, this is a true story. I'm not making any of this up. He's sober because he was such a big partier in Denver. And I quote, could not stop snorting coke off strippers' butt cracks. Which is why he had been sober for 6 months and counting, because he realized he had an addiction to like snorting coke off strippers' butt cracks, and I guess like drinking copious amounts of alcohol. I don't know.
Did he say, this is bothering me, did he say butt cracks?
Butt cracks.
Or ass cracks?
Butt cracks.
Butt cracks. For some reason, the word butt crack gives me such an ick. I'm just like,
everything about this man wasn't it.
If you're gonna put the word coke and stripper in a sentence, you have to go with ass crack. You cannot say butt crack.
Honestly, there was no saving anything that he said. Like, everything that came out of this man's mouth, I was like, I feel like I'm being pranked right now. Like, where's Ashton Kutcher or whatever?
So where did you go from coke on a stripper's butt crack?
I think I just was like, oh my God. Like, by this point, I was just like slurping down alcohol to like help like numb the pain of this conversation. And then he made me do like this like $5 personality test that he paid for. I don't know why he wanted to know my personality, but I was like grateful.
I like that.
I was like, finally, we're like changing the subject and getting away from like butt cracks. And
I hate that word.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to say the word butt crack again on this podcast. That is a no-no.
And then the last part of our conversation, like, it got kind of normal. We did the personality test. I like kept it sidetracked on that combo because I was scared to bring up anything else.
Was it an Enneagram test?
No, it was like he honestly Googled like personality test, and it was like the first ad that popped up.
Okay,
I don't know.
Cool,
whatever.
Cool.
He started asking me my green flag, like in a relationship. And I was like, oh, we're getting deep. Love a good deep conversation. I proceeded to say something like, oh, like, spontaneous, adventurous, like, don't put myself in a box, like I like to like constantly write fun life chapters for myself.
Those are not I hope those are not green
those are green flags.
You need to reevaluate the answer when someone's like, what are your green flags?
Whatever.
That literally made no sense. But okay. Continue, Alex.
Anything I say is a green flag compared to what this man told me.
Okay, what were his green flags?
His green flag, again, Kim Willett, if you're listening, turn off the podcast. His green flag was he's really good at receiving head. Seriously, swear to God,
you're making this shit up, dude.
I swear to God. And I can quote this. This is so seared into my memory because I didn't think this conversation.
We got to put his face. We have got to expose this man's identity.
I really wanted to make a TikTok about it and ruin his life. Well,
no, at this point, no. At this point, we have to. I'm not for. I actually am for exposing people on the internet. I do it frequently on my Instagram. But like, I think we need to warn the females of the world.
The females of Denver, Colorado, especially. Like, you know how girls gravitate towards tall men?
Yeah, and
girls are going to like gravitate towards
especially
this
with
guy.
a man bun, like a tall man with a man bun, I can get behind.
Anyways, I proceeded to wrap up the date immediately after that, and as punishment, I made the man drive me home an hour in the pouring rain to drop me off.
Oh, see, this is how we differentiate. If it went from coke on a stripper's ass crack, I'd be like,
butt crack.
No. I'm sorry, we can't. I would not want to spend any more time with him. Like the thought of spending an hour in a car with this man.
Was really good punishment. Like now you have to torture yourself. You have to drive me an hour there and then an hour back. It was like 2 extra hours of punishment.
I feel like that actually that was like an ego boost to him where he was like, this girl wants to spend more time with me.
This man did not want to drive me. He was like, can I get you an Uber? And I was like, no, I'd rather you just like drive. Trust me when I tell you this was punishment.
I mean, I'll trust you, but that was a pretty bad one. I'm not going to lie. That made my cat t-shirt man, when he stuck his hands in the holes in my bodysuit, that actually makes him seem mild in comparison.
Let's see. Do you want to hear others? I have others.
Okay, give me
should I wrap it up?
Give me your next. Give me one more, like one that would make my jaw drop. I don't know. That one's pretty bad. I don't know if we can actually beat that one.
Let's see. I went out with a guy back in December. This isn't necessarily bad about him. It was just like a what is life type of date. Okay. So he was telling me about his family. So his dad and his mom divorced because his dad cheated on his mom with his mom's twin sister that lived next door. And then they ended up getting married and had kids, and so now his cousins look exactly like him because of the genes, and like it was like this whole debacle.
So
it
incest.
Was it was like very like Alabama, right? And I was like, I remember him talking to me, and I was like, I don't know how.
Don't
to, like,
you insult the Alabamians out there?
It was very Hills of Eyes. How about that?
Is like Alabama known for incest?
I think so. Game of Thrones. It was very Game of Thrones.
I need to know. I need to now know if Alabama's known for incest. I don't know. I feel like that's more like a. Like
it was just weird.
Okay,
like,
yeah, that
I was
is
on the
strange.
date and I was like, I don't know how to process this. Like you have cousins who look like your twin, and your aunt is now your stepmom. It was like a very weird conversation. It was like one of those. It wasn't like a romantic.
So you know what? He probably, if he's anything like his dad, then what if he went for me and like it was the same situation?
No.
It could be. It could be. Anyways, it's a hard no for me. My favorite dating story of yours, and I'll never forget this, and I'm actually shocked. Well, this is more like on you, so I'm just going to expose you because it's my favorite thing to do. Alex says one day, because you're a flight attendant, so like you got to cram in those dates. Like you're I will say you are, and I'll give you this, you are very, very good at fitting in dating.
Thank you.
Whereas
I had that work ethic for other parts of my life.
Oh my God. Seriously. I'm like, I can't get you to help me do shit, but you'll go on a date with a guy who snorts coke off strippers. But like, that's okay. But you are very good at fitting in dating. And I give you mad props because that is something I struggle with. I simply just throw in the towel after one. So good for you, except for the time that you went back-to-back dates, and you tend to do this like double booking thing. She actually does it often.
You're talking about in San Diego or Denver?
I'm about to tell both of these stories because you just reminded me of the San Diego one. In San Diego, we were out at Moonshine, which is Alex's favorite place on the planet Earth. It's like this country bar, and I swear Alex thinks this is like paradise on earth, and it's actually just a smelly, drunken, sweaty bar that plays emo music occasionally, but it's Alex's favorite place.
You don't have taste. Continue though.
Okay, so I meet up with a guy there that like I'm kind of seeing at the time. He has a friend. Alex is like entertaining the friend.
Oh, you're talking about the firefighters.
Yes, the firefighters.
Totally
Oh, there was another time. So there's another time Alex double booked. So Alex is entertaining his friend, like kind of flirting. He's obviously like very into Alex. Then Alex out of nowhere just disappears. Mid-conversation with this man, disappears. And of course, then they look at me. Where'd your sister go? And I'm like, I can't control her. I literally never know where Alex goes. And I'm like, I have no idea. So then we go to try and find Alex. She's with another man. She double booked herself.
I invited him to Moonshine too.
She invited some guy from Bumble to Moonshine. So then I'm with these two guys. They're like, who's your sister with? And I look across the bar and she's with another dude that she invited there. And then that night ended up being a mess. But no, that's not the situation. I'm talking about the time you had a guy pick you up for lunch. You went to a restaurant. I'm happy I remember all these stories.
Wait, do you want me to tell this?
No, I'm going to tell it.
Okay, go.
I'm going to tell it.
See how accurate. See how
it actually is one of my favorite Alex stories. Alex goes to lunch with this guy. They go to this restaurant.
It wasn't lunch. It was an early dinner. 5 p.m. dinner.
Oh, okay. That makes the story worse. You should have just gone with lunch. But okay, it was an early dinner. She goes at 5 p.m. She eats. They have this waitress, whatever. He drops her back off. She then goes with another guy
at 7 p.m. 7:30
to a later dinner, and he picks her up, and she does not realize he takes her to the same exact restaurant she was just at. So she walks in, and it's the same hostess, the same waitress.
I'm in the same outfit.
And she's showing up with another dude. I mean, I honestly applaud you.
And the waitress,
you're a legend.
And the waitress just looked at me really weird, but God bless her soul, she didn't say anything to me like, fancy seeing you here again.
I wish she would have. I so wish this woman would have been like, oh, you're back again? Are you still hungry?
Wait, can I tell one more dating story that just
popped
Alex. In my head?
Okay. Let's do it.
So I went on a date with a guy in Denver a while ago. And it was a good date. He was super cute. And normally I'm kind of picky with people. I'm like, oh, are they cute? This guy was real cute. So I was excited about it. We sit down, we get our drinks. He apparently has been in jail 6 times, which he proceeds to tell me. Okay. And he wouldn't tell me why he was in jail.
Red flag.
Literally, I was vibing this guy, and then he drops this giant bomb on me that he literally has been in jail multiple times. I'm like, great. I'm at dinner with Ted Bundy. Fantastic. He then proceeds to invite me to go get dinner in his car. He lives in his car. He was going to cook me eggs.
Wait.
He's like a little girl in his car because he doesn't actually have a home.
Wait.
So he's been in jail 6 times.
Hang on. Pause. You haven't mentioned why he was in jail 6 times.
He wouldn't tell me. He literally wouldn't tell me. I asked, and he said, if we continue seeing each other, I'll eventually tell you when I'm comfortable.
Oh, so he's a murderer.
And I was like, oh, probably. That's what I'm saying. Was he Ted Bundy? Was he not? He was trying to get me to go to his car to cook eggs for me.
Did you be honest?
Absolutely not. However,
I'm proud.
He was really cute, and I would potentially see him again if we didn't.
Go. leave, get
he
out.
He also told me that he ran over his sister with his car on an accident. But she's fine and she survived. She's apparently good. Yeah. I mean, I meet the weirdest humans. He was cute though.
I don't care if he was cute. He's been in jail 6 times. He won't admit why. And he runs over his siblings. All of a sudden, I feel much better. I've never hit you with a car. That makes me feel much better. Okay, so you win for the worst dates. Honestly, I'll never be able to tell a dating story again because mine are now boring in comparison. So you actually just ruined my podcast. Thank you.
Well, if you need me on once a month to tell more stories, I will date for the greater good of your podcast. So.
I mean, no, I don't want you on once a month because trying to wrangle you to just sit still in a chair and look at a camera has actually been very difficult. But we're doing it. We're doing the things. Okay, so cool. Dating, you queen dater, I support you. Honestly, the fact that you still have a positive attitude and are able to go into dating with a positive outlook, I applaud you for that.
Thank you. I would like to think I'm an optimist, and I would like to think I'm writing interesting life chapters for myself.
You should start an anonymous dating blog where you just, after each bad date or any date, you just
rank them.
Yeah, you just, I don't know, talk about them. I feel like that actually would be wildly successful. You're welcome for that idea. I know you won't act on that because you don't act on any ideas that I give you because you just ignore my business advice, but I do think that would be smart. Speaking of business, let's talk about being a flight attendant because a lot of people, when I teased you coming on, want to know the scoop. Being a flight attendant is actually fascinating when you think about it. Your job, I don't know if this processes in your brain, you spend a lot of time in a floating tube in the air.
Yeah, that's why I love this job. What is life? I'm literally in a little metal tube flying 30,000 feet above the world, just circling.
See, it's a no for me. It's a hard no for me.
It's so fun. And I love it, not because of all the places I get to see, but I love it because every day is wildly different. And I'm someone, I do not, that's why I quit my 9 to 5, right? Every day was the same. You wake up, you go on your little stupid Zoom meetings, you sit there, you eat your lunch, you get excited for 5 p.m. You're kind of killing time until the day is over, right? That's not how this job is anymore. Every day is so different.
And I will say, I'm in the mood to compliment you today. So take this and enjoy it. I actually do really applaud you because I feel like you were miserable and you didn't like your 9 to 5 and we really had to listen to you complain a lot. And you took matters into your own hand and you quit and you said, I'm going to be a flight attendant. I'm going to train. I was unaware of how difficult it is to be a flight attendant. When you announced to our family you wanted to do this, I was like, okay, cool. You just, I don't know, sign up on Google. I want to be a flight attendant. Boop, click. They're like, you're with Spirit or whatever. But no, it is so intense for those listening who don't know the process of being a flight attendant. And Alex did it and she did it well. And she actually got a bunch of job offers from a lot of different airlines. And she did not choose the airline that I fly the most. I'm still a little butthurt about, but that's okay. But I give you mad props because you quit the rat race and you now really like your job. And I personally would never want to do what you do, but you're happy and that's what matters.
You called me your best friend and you just complimented me.
I know. I need
of 20 minutes.
I'm gonna have to put you down soon. Like I'm gonna have to really insult you because I've been too nice for our sister dynamic. But no, I am very proud. So tell us a bit about what made you want to make the jump, because I am, for those who are curious about quitting their job.
Who didn't listen to me complain for 9 years straight, right?
Right. Yeah. How did you make the jump? Tell us about freaking the flight attendant training. And I mean, then I kind of want to know like the craziest flight attendant story, if you can say that.
I have a really good one, so don't you worry. Okay. Let's see. What was your first question? Why did I quit?
When did you like have this come to Jesus moment?
What was my life epiphany? Okay. So I was living in San Diego at the time. I was working at a startup. I've always kind of jumped from startup to startup, been like on that corporate side of things. I was kind of working as like a social media manager, creative director type of human. And I just honestly hit a wall one day. I mean, I think y'all had heard me complain for 2 years straight.
Don't
about
say one day, Alex. You were complaining for 3 years straight.
Quit my job finally one day. Like I snapped almost.
Okay, you did.
I didn't ever think I would have like the guts to snap almost, but like I hit a wall in October. I literally was like, I can't do this anymore. Check me into a mental institute. I'm done with the 9 to 5s. So I literally quit my job one October, November, something like that, and applied to be a flight attendant probably a week later. And then it just like kickstarted this crazy interview process. And for those who are curious about maybe being a flight attendant one day, it is a highly competitive process, weirdly enough.
Like very competitive.
Yeah, it's like it's different than applying for like your 9 to 5 job on Indeed or whatever job search method you use. This is like this weird process of they vet you based on like keywords in your resume. So you kind of have to like know what you're doing with the first round. And then there's like multiple group interviews. And then there's like in-person interviews. And then they fly you in person to do more interviews. So it's just like this crazy process of like weeding down candidates one by one. And it really is a very personality driven job, if anything.
Yeah.
So like they want people who like, I don't know, can carry a conversation.
Well, it's customer service based, much of it.
Yeah, it is. And they want someone who's like the face of the airline, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it was just, it's like weirdly competitive beyond anything I've really ever experienced before.
Hang on. Are you wearing my necklace?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. Carry on. Thank you.
And your shirt.
Anyways, okay. So you annoy me. Thank you. You quit the job, you did the flight attendant, you training.
Yeah, then they ship you to, it depends on like what you pick essentially. I can't say my company. I'm supposed to keep that private. But I was sent to training for about 8 weeks, and it's like a very like intense training. You're in classes and like doing all these crazy tests for 10 hours a day. And it's 6 days a week. You get 1 day off a week. Honestly, it was torture. Flight attendant training. I will never do it again. I'm with the airline I'm with for the rest of my life. But yeah.
Well, and the most wild part to me, and I still am a little concerned that if someone's dying on a plane, having a heart attack.
Could I save your life?
Alex Shea Willett is in charge of reviving them. And I just don't know if I'm that confident in you.
You know, Morgan, I was a biomedical science major freshman year of college. I wanted to be a doctor.
Alex, that lasted maybe 3 months. Don't act like you were on track to be a doctor. Do you feel confident if I just dropped down right now and started having a heart attack that you could save me?
Well, they literally spent 8 weeks drilling all this into my head.
That didn't answer my question. Are you confident?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You know what?
I would like to not have to ever do that.
I'll take your word for that. I also hope you don't either. Truly, that would be traumatic. What's the craziest thing that's happened on a flight?
Okay. For anyone who lives in the state of Florida that might be listening to this podcast, I apologize ahead of time for offending your state, but
Florida's nuts.
Florida, man. My craziest flights have always been Florida flights. Orlando's a nightmare. Honestly, all of Florida's a nightmare to fly to. Just the flights are weird. They never go normally. My worst flight was probably, I was working a red eye from Denver to Orlando, which is like triple red flags. And I was on this flight. I was not the lead flight attendant. Thank the Lord. Because when you're the lead flight attendant, you're the one who has to handle all the medical situations, all like the crazy passengers. You're in charge. Like it falls on your shoulders. I was up front next to the lead flight attendant. So I just got to like witness everything and not like, I wasn't in charge.
Responsible.
It was like literally like this flight. Thank the Lord. Let's see. We had a girl in the middle of our red eye. It was probably like 1, 2 a.m., wherever we were above the world. She like runs to the bathroom in the front and just like projectile vomits all over the door, like doesn't get in the bathroom, just like vomits. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God. And like when you're the lead flight attendant, you're kind of the one that has to clean it up. So I'm just sitting there like, I'm going to go like help the people in the back. See you later. Like I didn't know what to do. It smelled awful. But this is not the disgusting part, right? That's fine. Like that's a normal Florida flight.
Nope.
That's your average Florida or Cabo flight. What happened was after this girl projectile vomited, this random man who was like tripping on some sort of drug. We don't know what kind of drug. It's Florida. It could be anything. He just like comes up, like topples over and just starts rolling around on the floor, tripping out, rolling around in the vomit. And I'm sitting there. This man's like thrashing on the floor, like tripping out in vomit. This other girl's like hand on the bathroom, like still vomiting. And I'm sitting there like, I don't know what to do, but I'm glad I don't have to deal with it. And
I would quit immediately. I'd be like, I'm tapping out.
It was so bad. And like,
I love that for you.
And it was like in the pitch black too, because like we keep the airplanes dark at night. So like this, just everything was terrible.
So were the passengers aware of what was happening?
The first class passengers were all kind of like, oh my God, it smells like vomit. Like this sucks. But like people in the back had no idea.
If that happens, like say someone does projectile vomit on the bathroom door and do you get your money back? Like or does the airline feel bad and they're like, here's 10,000 miles?
No, the airline doesn't feel bad. Like hold your vomit in, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I have like a whole kit to like clean up vomit. It's kind of cool. You throw this little powder on it and it like liquefies it, or not liquefies it, solidifies it, and you like scrape it up. Okay,
those are details you should not share. Those are details no one wanted to know about being a flight attendant. But I truly hope if anyone out there is listening, they're like, damn, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to quit my job and become a flight attendant so I can solidify vomit and scrape it off the ground of a plane.
Living the American dream, baby.
You know what? You do go to cool places, though. Do you ever get flight anxiety?
Never. It's funny, like I was on a really turbulent flight growing up where when we landed, the pilot was like, this is why they pay me the big bucks. Like it was actually really scary.
Is that the one Mom was on?
Yeah. She's still traumatized from it.
My mother has never been the same from this
like,
flight. It's actually crazy.
I swear she like dreams about like crashing because of this one flight. Yeah, so for a good 5 years after this flight, I was terrified of flying too. Like the little bit of turbulence would just like send me over the edge. But it's weird. I don't have that anymore, and now I love turbulence because you just kind of get to like sit there, rocks you to sleep. And like, okay, fun fact, before every flight, like the captains will go over with the whole staff, like what turbulence is coming up. They have like a little weather chart. They tell you exactly when
so they know what's happening.
That's what I'm saying. So like turbulence isn't scary. It's literally essentially just like hitting a speed bump on a road, you know?
Okay, that's a good way for people who are scared of flights. I feel like a lot
really
of people get flight anxiety. I don't like turbulence. Like when it happens, I start to panic, but that makes me feel better.
Just know like it's all like foreshadowed, you know? Like it's I mean, they do have some turbulence that's unexpected, but it's not common. It's never happened to me.
Are you allowed to date pilots?
I mean, yes, if you want to.
Oh, really? Hop on that, sis. What are you doing?
I'm trying to phrase what I really want to say in a polite way.
Are you trying to say that you should not want to date a pilot?
Well, I just think it's more the pilots at my airline are typically all, you know, like elderly
Okay.
So
you could have just said they're old. I don't know why we're tiptoeing around this topic.
Trying to be polite.
They're
here.
old as hell and married. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
okay.
Not really my vibe. I go for the 6'6" man
buns, right? Who snort coke off strippers. Cool.
That's my type.
Love that. Do you follow Fly with Garrett on Instagram?
No idea who that is.
He's a pilot. I feel like you should look into it. I just feel like you might. He's a pretty man. It's like my dig.
Yeah, but the thing is, you and I have like wildly different tastes in men. So if you think he's pretty, that's
Ooh, that brings me to this. I've got some listener questions, and someone did say, speaking on our opposite tastes in men, they want us to pick an ideal man and describe them for each sister. So you describe my perfect man, I'll describe yours. Okay, you go first.
Okay. Your perfect man would be, he would be a YouTube blogger, Cowboy Zaddy. Like,
excuse me?
Like, Morgan needs a man who's like comfortable taking a selfie and like blogging.
I don't want an influencer.
Yeah, you do. You want a guy who's gonna like.
I want
vlog.
someone who will help me.
Whenever you pop out babies, you want a guy who's like got the camera ready.
Yeah, who will help me and film me, but I don't want him to be like, babe, let's film a TikTok dance together. No, I want to throw up on you if you say that.
Whatever. I still think you would thrive if you had like a social media, like cowboy, like 8-pack abs.
I do like
shirtless, like man, but he needs to be like social media, YouTube daddy vibes.
Okay. You're horrible at descriptions. I agree with you. I want fit. I do like a bit of a Southern aspect. I want Southern hospitality is so important. And if you don't know the sidewalk rule, I obviously cannot talk to you. Disagree. I do not want a influencer YouTube zaddy. Why would you ever use the word zaddy to describe? Okay. Anywho, I would like someone who could be like, hey, I know your angles. Let me snap pictures of you. Like, I would prefer that. But I'll describe your man. Likes hiking. Nature boy, has a mustache, for sure has a large dog, wants to, I don't know, you're hard, wants to definitely live in like an RV for a bit.
So pretty much every guy I've gone on a date with that's like,
so
you have in my car.
You have a very, very specific niche type. He definitely has tattoos.
Which is why I don't think I would like Airline Garrett.
Yeah, I don't think you would actually like Airline Garrett. Yeah. Tattoos. Artsy, definitely posts nature pics on his Instagram, like a casual sunset.
But like good nature pics.
And
like,
it has
like an expensive camera to take the nature pics.
He, God forbid, snaps a photo with an iPhone and it's crooked. Alex would be like, never speak to me ever again. Like, you have to have drones and professional cameras. He's a little crunchy granola for sure.
Can't wear Chacos.
Doesn't wear Chacos. He's tall, buff, and he definitely has just like I feel like you won't date someone unless they have a large dog, which to me is so bizarre.
I mean, not necessarily. I think I used to be like that until I dated someone with a large dog and his dog tried to kill my cat multiple times. So now I'm like a little bit more.
Now Alex's cat has to take Xanax. So that's where we're at. Okay. I feel like that we were pretty on point. I think my description was better than yours. Well, okay, we have a lot of random sister questions, but before we get into that, I do want to briefly dig into, because I think we kind of just skimmed over the fact that we were on the same reality TV show. So we were on Big Brother together. We were a sister twist. No one knew we were related. But if you look at us right now, we look very similar. So I don't know how people did not put 2 and 2 together. But I think the question.
I know how.
How?
I didn't put on any tanning lotion the entire 3 months I was there.
Alex, that is
I
not
didn't
why.
wear makeup. I had my hair short and I wore all black. And you wore hot pink and you slathered on the makeup.
I did that not by choice, but because you literally yelled at me and forced me to wear hot pink. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually do. Like, that actually is like just very descriptive of me. I'm lying. But beyond that, but besides you being pasty and me wearing a lot of makeup, we still look similar. We have similar mannerisms. I feel like have similar face shapes. I don't know how people did not put 2 and 2 together, but a lot of people want to know, did we know before we went into the Big Brother house that we were both going on?
The answer to that is no. We had been told one was going to be an alternate and one was going to get on.
Yeah. So okay, but like, let's be real with the people, since
I knew you were at finals.
We knew we were at finals together.
Yeah.
So essentially, long story short, Alex had applied for Amazing Race with her boyfriend at the time. That's how they found her application. Separate to that instance, I had quit my 9-to-5 job. I was miserable. She had sent me a tweet from a casting director saying to apply. These happened completely separate. Truly, that's why I feel like the stars kind of did align. Also, I mean, how would you describe our relationship previous to Big Brother? We obviously got very close in the house.
Yeah, like we hung out on birthdays and Christmas.
Yeah,
like holidays.
But also, I mean, we were in college at different times, so we were just in very different places in our life. I was at UT, I was cheering, I was in Greek life. Alex went to A&M.
And I had a serious boyfriend at the time.
She is in a very serious relationship. She was artsy. She went to Europe for 6 months. So we just, I don't know, we were sisters, but we weren't friends.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
And then obviously once you get locked in a house together, you get real close real quick.
Especially when you're locked in a house with people you hate, and then you start to realize your sister isn't that bad.
Yeah,
know?
I mean, that was mom and dad's biggest blessing, honestly, is us going on Big Brother and realizing, she's not that bad. She's pretty cool, actually. She's aight. But so we went to finals together. Mm-hmm. We kind of did con the producers a little bit. We did. We lied to them.
I don't even remember. Refresh my memory.
I mean, like we both knew we were going to finals. So we put two and together. She was like, I'm going to LA for something. And I was like, no way. I'm going to LA. They called me for Big Brother. We realized we were going to LA at the same time. But we made it a point to lie to the producers blatantly and just pretend like we did not know the other person was there.
That's right. See, this is like all stuff I've almost blocked from my memory. It's so long ago. We did for finals. We had to that was when we had to play it off pretty well in terms of,
because we were scared that if they found out the other sister was there, that they were immediately going to cut us.
It's funny because they had to have known that we were sisters.
They didn't know. They didn't know, because I got a knock on my door. We were sequestered. You have to go to finals. I got a knock on my door, and Adam literally looked at me and he was like, we found out. Do you guys think we're seriously stupid? And I was like, kinda.
I forgot about all this.
Because they literally, so every single person, when you go through casting on Big Brother, we had different casting people. So you were with Jesse.
Yeah.
I was with a guy named Adam. So they all find their own people. And then they present the people to the big dogs. So they put all of our pictures up on these walls, and then it was Alex's photo, my photo, and then that's when they put two and two together. And they're like, these girls are liars. Yeah. So we just didn't say it. And then they got really upset and were like, all right, well, one will go on, one will be an alternate. And then I think it was, if I recall correctly from talking to Adam, they had this big back and forth thing with both of us. They liked us both so much that that's when they decided to make it a twist. It wasn't supposed to be a twist. They just literally couldn't decide who to pick. Although I will say, because you get separated before you go in the house, and then you find out literally as you're sequestered alone in this hotel, you get a knock on your door and they're like, all right, pack your bags, you're moving in. So when they knocked on my door and they told me, I literally was like, I am the superior sister. They picked me. They went the little sister on, and I was the first person to move in the house. And you can imagine the look on my face when Alex enters the house. And I was like, man, really? Really? They got to put me. I didn't win the sister competition, but I mean, it worked out well.
It was honestly terrifying walking in and seeing you, because I was a big fan. I was like, oh, I'm finally living my dream. This is it. This is the moment I get to be a strategic queen. And then I walk in and I see her, and it was juggling a whole nother level of the game that I just didn't want to deal with, Because I remember when we walked in, you immediately were like, hi, I'm Morgan. I'm from Granbury, Texas. I have a sister. You're you claimed the entire Willett identity. And I was left to make up lies. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, it's part of my strategy, bro. I was like, I got to say.
I don't think that was a strategy. I think it was you just blabbering, not even thinking that I was in there.
Yep. Well, that is what I'm best at, is word vomiting and oversharing. Yeah. So I'd say it worked out well for me in that sense, because then Alex had to make up a fake name.
Everything.
She had to make up a fake story. I claimed all of the true information.
Yeah. I'm sitting there oh, thanks, Morgan.
What was your last name?
Walton? Because they had the W on my luggage. Yeah. So I was like, oh crap, I'm Walton. And then everyone starts asking me where I'm from in Texas. And I'm like, I don't know, Dallas.
You also almost blew it. You almost blew it day one. I'll never forget that.
Oh, because I called you Mo.
We were trying so hard for people not to know we were related. We were doing pretty good. And then we're unpacking our luggage, and I pull out a t-shirt, and she was like, hey Mo, can you hand me that? And someone's head whips around. They're like, You guys already have nicknames for each other, and we've been in the house for 1 hour. Like, the blood drained from my face. I instantly was like, she just blew it. She literally just blew our cover. We are done.
And it was like the intelligent lawyer who picked up on that too. And she didn't do anything
Shelby.
about it.
It was Shelby.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'd like to, I mean, we deserve some Academy Awards for that performance.
Where is my Oscar, honestly?
I mean, I will say it worked out well. It worked. I like the end result. Look, Alex, don't be bitter. I took you to Cabo. I did. That was nice. And I gave you a check.
4.
Okay, here's the argument Alex and I have all the freaking time. Her stance is she thinks that I should have split the money. And please, if you're listening, weigh in. I'm down.
I would love. If I'm wrong, I want someone to put me in my place and I will accept
They're about to humble you, Alex. Okay. Alex thinks that I should have split the money with her half and half.
No, I think like 70-30.
I won the show, homie. You lasted half. You weren't there the whole time.
But okay, fine. I'm not. Continue.
No, that's the point of my story is you think that I should have split. At one point, you had told me half and half.
Okay. Well, regardless, because, it's like a team effort. Like, we all had to get you there. I was like, we're all companions.
Yeah, I think it'd be different if you made it the whole entire time and we were both sitting by each other on finale night and I won. I would feel a little bit more like, okay, we both got to the end, maybe. Homegirl, you left a double eviction night.
Yeah, but if you think about it, it was like my alliance, like my strategy that got us there. Oh, uh-oh.
Your alliance?
Be in the doghouse after
your
this.
Alliance? Your strategy? No.
Okay.
Your strategy got you eliminated, homegirl. You have nothing to say back to that. I win.
I do have a lot.
I win. Anyways, if you're listening, please feel free to shoot me a message and let me know who's the right sister.
Yeah, let us know. This has been an argument we've had for like 6 years
We have argued for years about this. And anytime we drink copious amounts of alcohol, it always comes up and it ends in tears all the time. It's fine.
Money rips families apart, except not really. We're fine.
We're actually
honestly
fine.
More of like an inside joke at this point. I'm like, I should have gotten some money, and she's like, no, it was mine. Whatever.
We're actually lying. It's deep-rooted trauma, but like we're gonna ignore it. Okay, random sister questions. Give me your opinion, Alex. Who is the book smart one, and who is the street smart?
I would say that I am more book smart, and I am better with directions, which I think falls into street smart too. So I think
you can't
smart.
take both of them. I would say you're definitely more book. No, I actually disagree. I think I'm more book smart. I think you're more street smart.
You read your books for your book club. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I think I'm smarter than you. That's what I'm talking about.
I have a bigger vocabulary than you.
Okay, that's still not answering the question. I think that I'm more logical than you.
And I think you're very much guided by your emotions.
I'm done with this question. You're angering me. Okay. Do we tell each other everything? I tell you everything. Alex withholds so much information from me.
See, I beg to differ. I feel like with you, I tell you about 90% of stuff.
No,
90.
You don't.
Yes, I do. I mean, I tell my friends 100% of everything.
I get secondhand information from everyone else. I feel like me, mom, and dad are the last people to find out about your life.
I definitely tell you more than I tell mom and dad.
Yeah.
I like to compartmentalize my life,
I feel like I should be the first person you call with everything, but I will say.
But you're not.
No, you continue.
As I say, you're not necessarily the most empathetic at all points of your life.
Because I'm a realist.
Right. So it's like, if I go to my friends for advice, they're going to be a little bit more empathetic with me, whereas you are just like,
but here's the thing.
Shut up and deal with it.
No. I feel like I'm more realistic. I'm going to give you the tough love as a sister of, hey, I'm hearing you. Here's tangible things that you can do to maybe fix it. Whereas I feel like when you go to friends, that's the difference. That's why I like therapy, because a therapist is going to tell you what maybe you don't want to hear. And I feel like I'm definitely going to tell you what you don't want to hear. Whereas your friends are like, he sucks. F him. Let's go get some drinks and it's going to be okay. And it's like, what does that help you with?
It's like a really good temporary Band-Aid.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm not a temporary
Band-Aid. You just need a temporary Band-Aid.
And
then you're fine the next day.
This is how we differentiate. Whereas I'm like, therapy. Let's cry about it. Alex is like, let's brush it under the rug and go to the bar. Like, that's how we differentiate. I feel like I'm a rare breed where I just feel like I tell everyone everything though. So it's hard to compare the two. Like I tell you everything.
You do a very good job of, you don't compartmentalize. You're just like, I am who I am, and if you don't like it,
so be it.
Yeah. Whereas I definitely have like I have like people in different layers of my life, and like depending on what layer, and that's how much you know about me, if that makes sense.
I mean, okay, I support that. Okay, well, therapy, it's great. You should try it. Sister icks. What's your biggest? This is I can feel myself getting insulted right now, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. What are our biggest sister icks? You go first, because this is gonna determine how deep I go with my icks.
My ick with you?
Your ick with me. Tread carefully, homegirl.
I am trying to. My biggest ick is probably you have like a certain voice you use on your stories when you're just, it's like very like giggly, and Morgan like selling an ad. Then I'm like, that is not Morgan. But I do it too.
I was going to say, have you watched your season of Big Brother? No, Alex's favorite pastime is seeing how many buttons of mine she can push in the shortest amount of time possible to make me combust. Tell me I'm wrong.
And I'm pretty good at it.
You're really good at it. It's actually one of your strongest talents. My biggest ick about you is you have zero problem solving skills. Like, Alex can't open up a couch. She can't figure out how to unlock a door.
Well, because I've learned in life, if you just ask, the worst thing that someone's going to say is no. So I'd rather just be like, yo, like, how do I do this? Instead of spending 5 minutes of my precious time trying to figure it out. Logic.
Don't even act like I've literally listened to you outside of my door spend 5 minutes just trying to unlock it. And there's just no problem solving skills. And I'm like, Alex, have you tried turning the key? No. I'm like, Alex, have you tried opening the couch and just pulling on the handle?
Well, I'm also
no.
scared of breaking anything of yours, because Lord knows if I break it, like, I'll never hear the end of it. So I'd rather just be like, yo, like, can you show me how to do this, instead of me accidentally breaking your stuff.
Zero problem solving skills. Yeah, is that your only ick for me?
I have another one. I feel like you don't have a sense of cause and effect. You're just all straight like
0 to 100, baby.
You're like, I'm making this decision, let's go. And you don't think remotely about like the effect of the decision. No. You just have a meltdown if it doesn't work out. You know what I'm saying? Like
I feel like most of the time it works out in my favor.
It does work out in your favor most of the time. But there is like, I feel like you're very guided by emotions, because you're just like, I'm going to make this really irrational decision in the moment. Let's go. And you're like, I want to get it done right now. Whereas I'm much more like, I'm going to give this a solid 1 week of me going back and forth and be really indecisive about it. But I do always have a plan A, B, C, D, whereas you're just like, screw it, let's go. You know,
0 to 100 is the motto I live my life by. I would say my ick about you is your lack of awareness in the morning. I'm such a morning person where I wake up, I sit on my balcony, I need my green drink, I want peace and quiet. And I have told you this time and time again, Alex. And Alex is like a gnat in the morning. She comes and she like hovers over my shoulder. Like this morning, I'm out, I'm doing my own thing on the balcony, and I shut the door and I'm like, please, dear God, Alex, just pick up that I want to be alone for 5 seconds, please. What does she do? She whips open the door and like plops down next to me and like stares at me. And
I was icing my ankle.
Like, what do you want?
It was cold in your apartment.
I'm like, what do you want right now, Alex?
At the second I sat down, you just like looked at me and got up and walked inside.
Alex sits down outside and I immediately get up and I walk away. I'm like,
all right, thanks.
I'm like, I'm such a weirdo in the morning where I just need time. Like that is my alone time. And Alex has zero sense of awareness when it comes to that. And it truly drives me insane. But I love you sometimes.
Oh, I just got a third compliment.
I know. Well, because I feel like
it's because you diss me and then you feel bad and you're like, let me like throw her a bone.
Yeah, well, you diss me. What have you said nice about me on this podcast thus far?
I said that you're
me,
very,
Alex.
You said you're like Kris Jenner. That's a compliment.
All right, Rob, shut up. Okay, so we did icks. So we've really dogged each other. We've called each other Kris and Rob. What do we love about each other? What is your favorite quality about me? And then give me your favorite memory.
Okay. Favorite quality about you would be that you, once I kind of talk you into it, there's always a little bit of pushback at first, but you're typically always down for an adventure. Like you're like my adventure buddy, you know, like
Thanks, yeah.
You're the person I call when I'm like, let's go do this. I'll like plant seeds, and you like, you know, you're a tough sell, but then you're like committed once you finally get committed.
Okay.
You're always down for a good time.
I am always down for a good time. I would say my favorite thing about you is you really are the most loyal person I've ever met in my whole entire life. Oh, I gave you such a better compliment. Did you? I want you to pick up on that.
No, I said that was a good
You
compliment.
said if I prod Morgan, if I make her, she's spontaneous.
I mean, is that not true? I usually have to bribe you and say, we're going to get really good content. It's going to be so fun. You're
I
like,
will.
Okay, I'm done.
The second someone's like, you're going to get a sick Instagram photo, I'm like, sold. Throw me out of an airplane. I'm down.
And you're very good at being like an entrepreneurial
Thank
type.
you. Thank you.
And that's not easy to do.
Okay, I'll take that compliment. But yeah, you're very loyal. Alex will give you the shirt off her back. She will answer my text at any time. She's always down to give the best advice. And like, I will say you're strongest. You're so empathetic, and that's where I maybe struggle sometimes because I'm such like I can be a little harsh, a little realistic. So Alex is very empathetic, and my favorite memory of us hands down is Barcelona. Favorite trip we've ever taken.
When we were drunk running through the streets at 3 a.m.
Yeah, no, more. We went home at like 5 a.m. from the club. Good times.
What is my favorite memory to wrap it up?
I was gonna say Taylor Swift. God, that's a story for another time.
Taylor Swift. Honestly, I feel like we've gone to so many. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily have one, but like all like the stagecoach that we've done together, like the random like music festivals have always been just so fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like Boots in the Park. I just always have a good time when we're like running around a music festival together.
With copious amounts of alcohol flowing through our veins.
And our little cowboy boots, just like.
And Taylor Swift. I wanted to touch on that, but we went to the Rain show and Taylor Swift. And at one point, I think Alex was scared I was going to lose my mind and have an anxiety attack, but we made it. We made that through together.
You're lucky I was there, because if not, she would have had a mental meltdown.
Thank you for keeping me stable and sane, you wonderful big sister, you. Well, Alex, thanks for joining me on the podcast. I'm so happy I could force you to come to Nashville to do this.
Thanks for letting me crash on your couch for 2 nights in a row.
Stop eating my food, stop stealing my clothes, and stop staining my shirts. I love you. Alex, for everyone listening, where can they find you on social media? I know you only post once a month, but you do post very artistic photos.
You can follow me on Threads now. I'm a threader.
Ugh, gross. Get out of here.
Instagram, Alex Shea Willett. Threads, Alex Shea Willett. Don't even follow me on Twitter. I don't post there. That's it.
Yeah, you've posted one TikTok. It's from 2020.
Oh, yeah, don't follow me on TikTok either.
During COVID. Well, thanks, Al. Love you so much. I'm sure you'll be crashing on my couch and in my apartment next month, so we'll record another episode.
Okay. Was that an invite?
No, I'm retracting that. I'll think about it. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for listening. See you next week. Thanks so much for listening to the Your Internet Best Friend podcast. It's been real. It's been fun. And I will see everyone here next week. In the meantime, do all the podcast things. Like, subscribe, give me a 5-star review if you please. And catch up with me on social media at Morgan Lee Willett. Bye, besties.